He won the biggest contest in surfing at 21. Then he quit. He set himself on fire and surfed one of the heaviest waves on Earth. He almost died 5 times. He rides couches, mattresses, and foam boards at the world's most dangerous wave, and somehow turned all of it into a multi-million-dollar empire. This is Jamie O'Brien, and his story is way crazier than you think. There's a stretch of beach on Oahu's North Shore where the most dangerous wave on Earth breaks close enough to hit your front porch. And for one kid, it basically was his front porch. James Duncan O'Brien was born on June 9, 1983, in Teahupoo, Hawaii. His father, Mick, an Australian lifeguard, moved to the North Shore chasing surf and ended up raising a family steps from the ocean. Jamie's first memory of riding a wave tells you everything.
I'm 21 years old and I was pretty much raised at Pipeline. Growing up over here on the North Shore, I was always interested in surfing. Right around kindergarten, first grade, I was basing my life off surfing pretty much, and I started surfing every day. And at age of 6, I was kind of like, yeah, this is what I want to do. You know, I didn't really know what it really meant. I just saw these guys surfing really good.
He's on the front of his dad's lifeguard board at Haleiwa, watching lava rocks rushing toward him, screaming and crying. His dad kicked out just in time. Around age 3, Mick got a beachfront house at 59369 Kainui Road, directly in front of Bonsai Pipeline, right next to the lifeguard tower. That one move changed everything. Without that big move, I don't think I would be where I'm at today. Mick pushed Jamie into every board sport that existed. Longboard, bodyboard, shortboard, kneeboard, paddleboard. Every weekend was another contest, another trophy. His best friend Jason J. Fred Frederico grew up right beside him, and together they survived the intense localism of the North Shore. As white kids in a mostly Hawaiian community, they had to earn every inch of respect. By his mid-teens, J.O.B. was already a prodigy, runner-up at the U.S. Surfing Championships in both 1995 and 1996. But Pipeline was already collecting its price. At 15, he broke his right leg at Backdoor. At 17, his left leg at Pipeline. 2 broken legs before he could vote! And he kept going back. But what he did next at age 21 is what put his name on the map forever. And what he did after that shocked everyone even more. December 19, 2004. The 21-year-old J.O.B. enters the Rip Curl Pro Pipeline Masters as a wildcard. Nobody expects much. He dismantles the entire field. In an all-Hawaiian final, he scores a near-perfect 17.97 combined total, including a 9.97 on an airdrop into a tube ride that left the beach silent. He beat Sonny Garcia, Kalani Robb, and Bruce Irons. In the semifinals, he knocked out Kelly Slater. His reaction: "This is the best day of my life. I'm so high right now." He's never touched a drug in his life. From 2007 to 2010, J.O.B. went on a run at his home break that nobody has matched. He took the Pipeline Pro, then won the Dahui Backdoor Shootout for $50,000, becoming the first surfer ever to sweep all 3 major pipeline events. He won the first ever Volcom Pipe Pro. He traveled to Bali and scored 4 perfect 10s at the Rip Curl Cup, then gave his prize money to a local charity. He later became the only surfer to win Surfline's Wave of the Winter twice, in 2015 and 2020. So here's a guy who owns Pipeline. He's won everything. He's got the world at his feet. And then he walks away. But before we get to that, you need to understand the wars he was fighting in that lineup. Because the drama at Pipeline, it's on a whole different level. J.O.B.'s relationship with Kelly Slater is one of surfing's best contrasts. Kelly is the machine, 11 world titles, calculated, precise, treats every wave like a chess move. J.O.B. is the opposite. He sets himself on fire and rides couches at the same break. He's famous for dropping in on Slater at Pipeline, a cardinal sin in surfing, and not apologizing. He once tweeted at Slater, "You should have pulled in behind me." But he also respects Kelly deeply. Kelly tries to sell you a wave, and when you don't go, he takes the wave he tried to sell you on and gets a 9.7 almost every time. His rivalry with John Florence is generational. The 2012 Volcom Pipe Pro Final is one of the greatest pipeline duels ever filmed. J.O.B. held the lead for 34 minutes and 45 seconds of a 35-minute heat. Scores of 9.0 and 9.43. It looked over. Then John, 9 years younger, found one last wave with 15 seconds on the clock and scored a 9.93 to steal it. "It hurts," Jamie said. "You think you're going to win and you don't." The ugliest chapter came at the 2013 Billabong Pro Tahiti. A priority dispute with Ricardo dos Santos turned into fists in the water. They shook hands after, but dos Santos told JOB to bow his head during the handshake, then posted the photo claiming he'd made JOB submit. JOB was banned from all ASP events for the rest of 2013, including the Pipe Masters. His response? It's their loss. Remember, this is a guy who already won the Pipe Masters and swept every major pipeline title, and the surfing establishment just kicked him out. Most people would have fought to get back in. JOB did the exact opposite. He burned the whole thing down. But to understand why a competition ban didn't bother him, you have to look at his master plan. Back in 2005, Jamie had already won Surfer Magazine's Breakthrough Performer of the Year. The world tour was his for the taking. He walked away. Competing was fun for a while, but that's all I did for 12 years, and at some point, it just wasn't fun anymore. In 2010, he made it official. On camera, he lit a copy of the ASP rulebook on fire. He got fined. His response? It was just a harmless stunt. That film became a 9-season web series on Red Bull TV. Over 90 million views. The stunts were insane. JOB surfed pipeline in an inflatable hamster wheel. He rode mattresses, couches, kayaks, and finless boards right in the heart of the proving grounds. In 2015, he surfed Teahupoo while literally on fire, wearing a burning wetsuit, getting barreled. After the series ended in 2019, he went independent. His YouTube channel blew past the WSL's own channel. Today it sits at roughly 1.3 million subscribers with over 522 million views. Jamie O'Brien didn't just change how surfers make money, he changed how people think about surfing itself. Before JOB, riding a foam board was embarrassing. A soft top was a beginner's toy, something you grabbed at a rental shack. Nobody serious would bring a foam board to a real wave. JOB took a catch surf soft top to Pipeline, one of the heaviest waves on the planet, and made it look like the most fun a person could have. He has signature foam boards. An entire generation of surfers now ride soft tops without shame. He didn't just change what people ride, he changed why people surf. Pipeline has given JOB everything. It has also almost killed him, multiple times. In 2019, he hit his head on the reef during a wipeout and blacked out underwater. 9 staples to the skull. His inflatable wetsuit brought his unconscious body to the surface. I almost died at Pipeline. I am lucky to be alive today. In February 2024, he described his deadliest wipeout ever, a triple double-up that slammed him to the reef. On another huge day, he was held underwater for 150 yards before pulling his inflation cord. But the moment that actually scared him the most? It happened at 1 Foot Waikiki. He turned his back on the ocean while looking at a breakwall, and a tiny wave slammed him face first into the rocks. You do all this crazy stuff your whole career, crazy waves, setting yourself on fire, and you almost die at 1 Foot Waikiki. Death is a stone's throw away, always. Jamie's fiancée is Tina Cohen, a North Shore lifeguard and surfer. They started dating in February 2019, got engaged in October 2023, and welcomed their son Kolohe North O'Brien in September 2025. Kolohe is Hawaiian for rascal. If you know JOB, the name fits. Becoming a father changed him. His first surf trip away from the family hit different. This is the first trip that I'm doing, leaving the whole family at home. His brand, Stay Psyched, isn't just clothing. They call his house the Psyched Ward, and the chaotic energy there is the fuel for everything he creates. It's the answer to the question every other serious, moody pro surfer forgot to ask. Why do this at all? JOB sells fun. Not trophies, not rankings. Fun. His surf schools run at Turtle Bay, Waikiki, and San Diego. His content is clean. No swearing, no drinking. Parents thank him constantly for making the only YouTube content their kids can watch that isn't brain rot. The end goal is to get someone off their couch and get in the water. Think about that. A guy who almost died 5 times at the world's scariest wave, who burned the rulebook and walked away from millions, whose entire brand is just fun. And at 42, he's still not done. On August 2nd, 2024, Jamie O'Brien was inducted into the Surfers Hall of Fame at Huntington Beach, the first vlogger ever honored. His hands and footprints now sit in cement alongside Kelly Slater, Jerry Lopez, and Laird Hamilton. And he's not just a legacy act. In December 2024, at 41 years old, he paddled out at the Eddie Aikau Big Wave Invitational in 50-foot surf and took 4th place. He beat the best big wave surfers in the world. Stab magazine called him surfing's digital prophet. He still competes when he feels like it, and still puts up scores that make surfers half his age nervous. At 42, he paddles out at Pipeline and the lineup still parts for him. He proved that a pro surfer could reject the world tour, build his own empire, and become more famous than most world champions. Nathan Florence, Koa Rothman, Eli Olsen, Mason Ho, they all followed the path he cut. At 42, with a new baby, a business empire, 1.3 million subscribers, and the same wave he's been riding since he was 3 years old, Jamie O'Brien isn't going anywhere. I just don't want to be that surfer that came and went. Like, where'd he go? Nobody is asking that question.